Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm kind of very excited about just talking to you all for a little while. The angels have told me that each of your guardian angels are, what would I say? They have their hands on your shoulders and they're there for you. And just to remind you of that. And I just want to welcome you all and just say as well, thank you so much for all the support you have given to the Children's Foundation and to the Seraph Foundation. This miracle that God had shown me as a child wouldn't be unfolding only for all of you who have helped in so many different ways. And to me, I do feel, I don't know whether people understand this word, but flabbergasted, in that way, because I always remember when, especially that time when Archangel Michael was at the pillars, or at times when the angel said and God said, this will happen one day, I kind of, didn't really believe, and I should have had, but I think that's the human part of me as well, and the spiritual part. I see the angels physically. I know if I could see all of you there now, I would see you physically, but I can't see any of you. But I know you're there. And I believe you're there. It's like, in a sense, having faith as well in that way. So I should have had more faith in God and the angels in knowing that the world would respond in that way. And I just want to just say thank you so much. And I know we still need your continuous help, because there's still so much more to be done as well. But again, one thing that God used to always say to me, and sometimes the Archangel Michael would remind me, and that was, the words I know you probably have heard me repeat many times. Many are called, few are chosen, and very few of those that are chosen say yes. And just when I think about those words and I think of all of you, you have all said yes. You have all made that leap of faith, that leap of wanting to connect spiritually to your soul and go forward. And to me, that is an incredible decision you have made. And I suppose maybe to remind yourselves of that resilience you have in believing that you're not just a human being, but you're a spiritual being as well. I think that is incredible. Because I used to say to God and the angels, people will think I'm mad, I'm crazy. And I know there's lots of people out there that still say that. But why should we be afraid to believe in what most people can't see at the moment, but I know you will in the future? But lots of you feel the presence of an angel. Lots of you feel the presence of a loved one, that has gone home to heaven. And you're all the time getting signs constantly. And again, I just want to say, and I know this is probably the third time, but thank you for taking that leap of faith. And thank you for being there for us all. for the Seraph Foundation to blossom, for the sanctuary to blossom, for all of the children that we help all around the world, here in Ireland, but in other countries as well. I always say you never know whether that child will be related to you in the future. And just so much more. I was down at the sanctuary today, and there was a group of people there doing planting trees, and I believe they had a wonderful day. And just seeing them, and I stopped the car because I wanted to see James. I know I'm just telling you this little story, but maybe there was 10 people there, or maybe it was a little more. I'm not sure. But as I wound down my car window and looked across the field at them, how can I say this? All of a sudden, there was just this enormous light covering each and every one of them. And then what I loved so much was the light of their guardian angel just opened up. And again, I could see their guardian angel physically. And that's not something that happens every day in that way, but it was just beautiful to see. It was such, how would I say, warmth and love. And to me, every time I see something like that is precious. And I know that all of those women there that were there that time, I don't know if there was any men there now, but I didn't notice except James. But again, that light and the light that was coming from them as well, their love, their connection to the earth spiritually was just lovely. And that's one thing I always love to remind people. The angels taught me everything out in nature. And I know I can teach the world an awful lot more than what you already know. And again, I'm so excited about that. I would love the sanctuary to be open fully, I would love that, because it's like I could spend more time there and welcome everyone that comes and teach you the way the angels taught me. And I always feel that God and the angels taught me in this way, as if all of the time I'm a child. And I guess I am, and I guess you are too. And the other thing is, I'm still learning. And sometimes I often say to Archangel Michael or Archangel Gabriel or any of the archangels, will I ever learn everything? And they never answer that question. They just smile at me. They don't say a word. But all of this wouldn't be happening only for all of you. And I know I want to do a meditation with you as well. So maybe wherever you're sitting, get yourself nice and comfortable. And maybe we'll do a meditation next. And what would I say? Try and, if you can, if where you are is safe, close your eyes and do your best to keep them closed. It's like to trust. And it's not just to trust, your guardian angel or trust God in the sense, but you have to trust yourself as well and know that you are safe. So I would love you just to close your eyes and just relax your whole body. Just get nice and comfortable. And when you're ready, I would love you just to take a deep breath. just as big as you possibly can, and then let it out nice and slowly, and allow yourself to feel your whole body from the top of your head, flowing all the way down, just becoming completely relaxed as you have let out that deep breath. And when you're ready, take another deep breath. And again, as you let it out slowly, allow yourself to become aware of the spiritual side of you as well, your soul. And now take another deep breath. And as you let it out slowly, allow yourself to feel the connection to your guardian angel, the connection to your soul. And you are sitting on your guardian angel's knee. And your guardian angel has its arms wrapped around you. You're feeling safe. You're happy. This is where you want to be. You look up into your guardian angel's face. And your guardian angel is smiling at you. And you look around. You could be on the top of a mountain, sitting on your guardian angel's knee, safe and secure and happy. You could be sitting on a cloud. Or an enormous rock by the sea. You may even be sitting on a star and looking upon the earth. You have told your guardian angel where you want to be. You could be in your favorite place. Wherever you are with your guardian angel. The guardian angel wants you to share with them all of what is on your mind. All your questions. I just want you to stay there now for a few minutes. Just you and your guardian angel. You're feeling that love. Your hand is in your guardian angel's hand. as you talk. And share as a child would. The guardian angel tells you to look up as you sit there. And as you look up, you see these beautiful angels with balls of light in the palms of their hand. And you see them dropping them. And you know they are the gifts from the heavens, from God. Even though you're sitting there on your guardian angel's lap, it is like as if you were moving as well. You're seeing the balls of light drop onto homes of all kinds and explode. And the light going into every nook and cranny of that home and touching those inside. You can ask your guardian angel to show you one of those balls of light dropping from the angel's hand onto your home. Can you see it? So ask your guardian angel unto everyone's home that you know. Maybe you are being given a ball of light. Into the palms of your hand. Is that the gift your guardian angel is giving you? Do you want it? What will you do with this gift of love, of hope, and peace? Will you keep it for yourself or give it to someone else? I know your guardian angel is helping you to decide, but it will be your choice. You watched all the holes where the ball of light has been dropped with the gift. Are you traveling with your guardian angel and those angels that have just come from the heavens? Your guardian angel wants you to remember everything. Maybe you have even met the soul of a loved one. Your guardian angel now is reminding you again to remember everything, because it's time to come back. So your guardian angel is just asking you now to take another deep breath. And as you let it out slowly, start to feel your body again. And take another deep breath. And as you let it out slowly, start to open your eyes. And as you take another deep breath, and as you open your eyes fully this time, say thank you to your guardian angel. I love you. So I hope you're all back now. And maybe you're all giving yourself a little stretch. Because even though I didn't have my eyes closed, how would I say this? I saw the soul of my loved ones come forth. And I think it's a very important thing for us all. Maybe stretch yourself a little bit, because I always feel myself after a meditation, I need to do that. And that's one thing the angels have been telling me to do. And they have even given a little exercise, but I can't do it here on this because it's a physical exercise. And I know when I done a workshop at the sanctuary, I had everyone doing it and they enjoyed it. But this time of the year is a very special time. It is when the veil becomes thinner. It's just like, how would I say, like silk in a sense, or like water that has no break in it, but it has become thin. You can see through it. It's like at this time of the year, and it starts in November and it goes right into January. And it just becomes that little bit thinner, that the souls of our loved ones are more in touch with us than ever before. And that is if we want it in that way. And to me, if there's someone that you have loved that has gone home to heaven, this is the time you can talk to them. This is the time that you can sense them more, feel their presence more. You may even hear them. And I always think that is really so special, because again, that veil is so thin that we can again become more conscious of our spiritual self, of allowing our soul to come forward. It's like, stand still for a moment and take in life and be aware, so aware of your body, but so aware that you can feel the presence of your spiritual self, of your soul. I think so many of us forget that, we're not just a human being, we're a spiritual being. And I guess we have been in battle for centuries about it. We want to accept it, but yet we don't want to. And in a sense, religion has, all the different types of religion have kind of taken control of it. And sometimes I just think that has been they've made mistakes and they're still making mistakes. But I do love at this time of the year where people of all faiths should be able to come together. And even people who would say they're atheist and don't believe, we should all be able to come together at this time of the year. And it's like, bridge that gap. Let the bridge from your faith go across to another, because it's the one God. And that's one thing I love, because it makes me smile and makes me feel happy. Each and every one of you have a guardian angel. And I know you know that already, but do you really believe? Do you deeply really believe? And are you so conscious of your soul that you're allowing it to step forward? Even as I just say, that tiny little bit, that's just a a thread between your finger. It's so fine. Because every time we allow ourselves to acknowledge that we aren't just a human being, we're a spiritual being, and we allow that to happen, you actually feel happier. You don't have all of that anxiety and all that fear. And maybe, at this time of the year, because those angels are still dropping those balls of light with those 3 gifts and many more that represent the same, the gift of love and hope and peace. They're all the things we can't buy. The gift of compassion, the gift of empathy, and they all mean the same to me, love. And that's the thing that breaks down the barriers. They're the gifts that you cannot buy that bring peace to the world and bring peace to yourself. And I love just seeing those angels. I know if I looked out my window here, if I turned around, I will spot, which I did, but I had to turn back quickly. Because especially at night, more so than the daytime, I suppose because the sky is dark, and when the angel drops that ball of light on a home, sometimes I can't even see the home. It's miles away, but I would be able to see the angel and other ones of these angels that carry these balls of light. And I know they're dropping them on every home with a gift of love and peace and hope. All of those things we cannot buy, and all of those things we yearn for. And that home can even be a cardboard box, or a car, or a caravan, or a house, or a cottage. Our homes are called all different names, or an apartment, or a flat, because when I was growing up, what they call apartments now, we called flats, or a one diner or something was another one, was one room with everything in it. But maybe you becoming conscious today, and you could say that you would love to give that gift as well, and ask for those angels to drop extra balls of light, of hope and love and peace, maybe on your home, but maybe on your family and friends, but as well on the homes of the strangers that you don't know, of all faiths and none. Because in the world today, and I suppose it has been always this way as well, especially where there's war or where there's hatred, for it to be healed a little bit. And I would say in Ukraine and Myanmar and all of those places, and Russia, because I know a lot of people are against Russia, but we have to have a heart of love. So we have to pray for those that are the ones that are keeping us down, or in a sense, not showing love and compassion. We have to be more than them. So if there's any problems in your home or with your family, and you're not talking to someone and you're angry, maybe ask for that gift of the ball of light for yourself as well. So you can open your heart and not feel angry anymore, or not feel hate or spite or anything like that. And let that love come in. Because at this time of the year, I always find that there is so many people that feel lonely. There's so many people of all ages that feel left out. And just remind yourself that they have a guardian angel and they have a soul. So if there's anyone you know in your family or in your neighborhood, maybe, give them a gift, whether it is some food or it's a token, or in a sense that you can make sure that they aren't alone. And that goes for within your family, because again, I would often hear stories, sad ones at this time of the year, just after Christmas, after the New Year, I would hear that, somebody in a family, commits suicide, and the rest of the family had forgotten about them because they hadn't talked to them in years. So what gift could you give to someone in your family maybe that feels left out? And I would say one gift you can all give is to everyone you meet from now to into the new year. I would say, just say, I love you. And especially your parents or your brothers or sisters or your friends. And even if they back away from you, or maybe a stranger that you have just met and you don't really know very well, you can just say, I love you. And it's not that you're falling in love with them in romantic love, but it is that you love them as a human being and you love them as a spiritual being as well. That's one of the messages that God has for all of you for Christmas. And that is to allow your soul to come forward and give the gift. Give those priceless gifts that you cannot buy of love, hope, and compassion. Be resilient. It's like I watched a lady the other day. I was out and about. I love Christmas. I love this time of year. And of course, watching the angels and the unemployed angels, just hustling and bustling with everyone. And there was this elderly lady, and I was just watching her and hoping nobody was noticing I was doing so. And how would I say? She was rooting through little things on a counter to decide to buy. And I watched her, and I watched her guardian angel, the light of her guardian angel open up, and her guardian angel embrace her with so much love. And hi everyone, I don't know what happened there. My picture is even gone small. So you're going to have to forgive me. So sorry everyone for what just happened there. I don't know. It just went blank on me. But it has come back, and hopefully it will stay. That is one thing that my children would often say is, Mom, we don't like you around electrical things because they kind of don't always work properly. I would often be told to get out of the room so they can fix something. So I was telling you a story about the elderly lady and just watching her guardian angel as she was looking through these things on the counter and it loving her so much. And her guardian angel turned its head and looked back at me. I don't know how it did it. And it spoke to me without words. And what I loved of what the guardian angel said was that lovingly she was searching, buying a gift for a neighbor down the road that she felt was alone. But she was happy and enjoying this. And I just said to the angel, you know, can she afford it? Because I was looking at I went over and got a little closer and pretend I was looking through things. And some of them, what would you say, were maybe a tenner. And to me, that can be a lot of money for a present, especially for an elderly person, because you know they're on a pension, you know, and we all know prices have gone up. But her guardian angel said, how can I put this into words? The love she had inside of her that was pouring from her soul, and it was like the intertwining of her body as well, that the money didn't have value to her. It was what she was doing to help to make someone else feel better, feel loved, and to feel hope. I just thought it was so beautiful. And she did pick something out. I didn't see what price it was. And I just loved the way she kind of held it in her hand and had a look at it and then, you know, turned and walked towards the cash desk. And all of a sudden, then the guardian angel, how would I say, I just saw the beam of light in that way. But I remember later on seeing her that day as I was going about getting a few little bits and pieces for the Christmas. And she just had this happy smile on her face. So just to me, it's like to remember that this is a very special time of the year. And that is one of the messages that is being given to us all of the time, is that love and that peace and that hope. And not to forget that it's inside of you, that light. You live forever. You don't die. And to know that you have a guardian angel there with you, that is the gatekeeper of your soul. And in a sense, like for you to stand still for a moment, you know, maybe over the Christmas, maybe you can reflect. Maybe you could write a letter to your soul. That is in a sense like writing a letter to yourself. But at times, don't think that you're just writing it to your human self. See, can you get some parts of that letter that are writing to your soul, or your soul is talking to you? And ask your guardian angel to help you. Or even, you know, watch out for all those signs that you are being given of hope, of love in the world, because we need that today, because we're listening to the news, we see what's happening in the world, we see people are forgetting about the spirit of Christmas, about the innocence of a child being born, about Santa Claus, you know, what's that old story of St. Nicholas, the little boy who decided to give to those that he knew had less, to leave a little present at their door for them, whether it was a piece of fruit or something he made. But it was the joy in giving and not expecting anything in return. I think, in a sense, we kind of all forget about the spirit of Christmas, about the innocence of it, and that child being born. Remember, you were born one day. You came into the world pure, in a sense, not contaminated by the world in any way humanly. And how everyone loved to look at you and smile at you and make all googly noises as well. Become a child again. Allow yourself to feel the spirit of Christmas. Allow yourself to feel the joy, no matter how hard things are, because that's what God wants for you. That's what your guardian angel wants for you. And to ask for the help. Ask for those gifts of love, peace, and hope, and allow yourself to be resilient and allow yourself to connect to your guardian angel and know that you can be a wonderful person, and to forgive yourself as well. So many times I meet hundreds and thousands of people and they tell me, they're not good enough, but you are good enough. So forgive yourself for anything that you feel bad about, and forgive others, and love yourself so you can love others and nature. And that's one thing I would love you to do as well over this Christmas. Over these winter months, remember, nature needs a helping hand. So feed the little critters of the world. If you have any food left over, give it to them. That's what I do. I have a little bowl at the sink, and if there's any crumbs or any little bits and pieces, I put it into it, and in the morning time then it's given out to the birds, or whatever little critter wants it in that way. And just know that you have a guardian angel. Because I know there might be some of you there that, they haven't heard me talk before, or maybe they haven't even read any of the books. Maybe you haven't even read Angels in My Hair, or the children's book, or the prayer book. I think, put your doubt and your, what's that word I can't pronounce? I can hear the angel saying it, but I'm telling them I can't say it. But put all your doubts away and give yourself a chance, because you've nothing to lose in believing you have a guardian angel. And you have a guardian angel right there with you that loves you unconditionally. You are, to your guardian angel, it's number one. It only has eyes for you. And you are unique and perfect to your guardian angel. You have a beautiful soul. It's the gatekeeper of your soul. And I love that as well. So this Christmas, do your best to enjoy the rest of this season. Even in the hustle and bustle and trying to get everything ready. I know in America they had Thanksgiving already, and Christmas Day is just, it's smaller in that sense. But you have to carry on the spirit of joy and happiness and love and hope. And we have to carry it into the new year. And further on and further on. Like sometimes someone said to me, Lorna, how can you change the world? And one thing the angels and God has always said is you shouldn't be focusing on trying to change the world. The first thing you must do is change yourself. So don't be angry. be as kind and as compassionate as you possibly can be. And I know I'm going to do the prayer and do the blessing and all. And again, I just want to thank you all so much. The sanctuary wouldn't be where it is today. And I know lots more has to be done as well. And I just thank Archangel Michael that day when he was standing at those gates and he's saying, one day I would live there, but this is my home, the old farmhouse. It's just that I'll be there at different times. And, you know, kind of smiling to myself and saying no, because I could just see a tiny roof, you know, on the far side of the wall. And Joe was already getting so sick. I could see the difference. But then when it happened, I was just completely in shock. And when a stranger at the time I didn't know real well, you know, wanted to do something to help. And I was already traveling 6 or 9 months of the year around the world. And they bought the place and gave it as a gift. Grant you, it was falling down. You know, it has 7 roofs and we've done a lot of work, but we still need lots more help to do more work. And what would you say? To extend it so that we will have more rooms for more people to be able to stay in as well. And I love the forest. I love when I go to the forest, even with little Tiwi now, and just watching the angels sometimes run ahead of us. You know, you have unemployed angels in the millions still falling from the heavens, tumbling down. So again, this is another gift that's free, that you can send and ask for an unemployed angel to help someone else in the world. Maybe it's someone you know, maybe it's a family member, maybe you just want to send this unemployed angel to a stranger. And I know where there's war, like Ukraine and other places, I think we could do with sending a lot of unemployed angels to help to give all of those men, women, and children love and hope, and for peace to come. Because mankind, I don't know why we're still doing the things we're doing. Maybe it is that we need to grow spiritually more quickly so that we can see how pointless it is in doing what we're doing, when God has shown me that we can make this world like a little glimpse of heaven, where there's no hunger, there's no tears, there's just joy and laughter and so much more to discover. And I just wish spiritually we will get there, that intertwining of the body and soul. I know I could keep on talking, but I'm always trying to tell you all as much as I can and more. And again, that's why I love doing, you know, events, you know, where people can ask questions as well and answer them for them, and to teach you at the sanctuary. So I hope millions of people will come from all over the world, you know, to the sanctuary when we're having events, so that we can, I always say, you know, help others, do other things that you know nothing about, that helps the world in millions of different ways. But I know I'm going to have to go shortly, and I do apologize for that little break we had. I think it was only for a minute or two, but it always scares me. I always say to God, what are you doing? That cut. And even now when I ask that question, when I said that, I have to smile. How can I put this? I was told it was for some of you, only some of you, to help you to, what word would I use? It's like accept patience, have patience, that it's okay to give time a chance. That's the way the angel has put it. So I've just passed it on that way, but I think some of you will understand what that means for you yourself. But maybe if you're all ready, I could, I'm going to do the Archangel Michael's prayer. And this prayer, I'm always trying to remind people, is really a very special prayer, and it's used all around the world. And it is in the prayer book as well, as many other prayers are. But this particular prayer was given to me first. And it's the words of God. I love it the way everyone thinks it's the Archangel Michael's prayer, but it's actually God's prayer. Archangel Michael only carried the prayer to myself at that day when he was at the side of my bed. So I would love you to join me. And then when I'm finished this prayer, I'm going to do the blessing, okay? And you will all receive it spiritually. You will just see me raise my hands and my eyes will be closed. You won't hear any words. So you pray yourself and ask for what you need, what healing you need, or for others. And then when I'm finished, I will let you know. It'll only take a few seconds, but you will all receive it. So I'm going to say this prayer first here, the Archangel Michael prayer. Prayer of thy healing angels, that's carried from God by the Archangel Michael. Pour out thy healing angels, thy heavenly host, upon you all, and upon all those that you love. Let you all feel the beam of thy healing angels upon you, the light of your healing hand. I will let the healing begin, whatever way God grants. God bless you all. Amen. So that is that very special prayer that has gone around the world for 15 years now. And it has even been used at weddings, funerals, 21st birthday parties, in hospitals for those that are sick or die. It's just been used just for so many things, and for peace in the world as well. So I'm just going to say to you now, I'm going to do this blessing, and I know you won't hear any words, but I'm not allowed to give the words. But let me tell you that this blessing, and especially if you were here in the room with me when, and, I touched you physically and blessed you, but even this way too, you are being touched and you are being blessed. It's very powerful. So close your eyes and pray at the same time. I'm just going to raise my hands now, and I will close my eyes and I will say the word silently. God bless you all. And again, thank you so much for how you have all helped with the Seraph Foundation and the Children's Foundation. They're one now, we've joined them together. But thank you so much. None of this miracle could be happening only for your help and only for you have said yes. So thank you. But I have to remind you, we still need lots of help. It's all in God's hands, but it's in your hands as well. So spread the word. Let people know. So thank you and love you. God bless. Love you and happy Christmas and a great new year. Let the new year bring lots and lots of hope and love into the world. Let us all change. You know, let us, what would you say, our souls come forward and be wonderful. Okay, love you all and God bless you. Happy Christmas and Happy New Year. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.